Hello, everybody. I'm John.
And I'm Claire.
And today's article is called Democracy Heads into 2025, Bloodied but Unbowed. I guess meaning it's still alive. Yes. So this article, I think you can probably maybe kind of feel the pulse with your fingers a little bit about what is actually being said here. And we're going to kind of talk about a few examples of this, of what is happening, why democracy may be bloodied. But before that, not an easy question. What do you think makes democracy, what makes a country truly democratic?
I should have perhaps checked the definition of democracy before trying to answer this question. But
just give us the Claire special.
From my very rudimentary knowledge, I think if you've got free and fair elections, I think you're a democracy. Right. Yeah, I think, isn't that it?
You're asking.
Over, however long, 4 years, 5 years, 8 years even, you set a cycle, you can win a term, and there can be different organizations of whether there's presidents or prime ministers and who chooses which part of the government or ministers or whatever, that doesn't matter. That's not set in stone for a democracy. You just have to have free and fair elections. And then you stick to it. No one's allowed to just say, oh no, I don't like the result and change it unless there is some serious law broken.
I think that's the fair part, maybe. Yeah. Free and fair.
Right.
Yeah. All right. There we go. We got our democracy. Now, on a scale from 1 to, we'll do 0 to 10, right? How democratic do you think South Korea is?
Based on the recent events, I would say it seems pretty democratic. Or it's been one of the driving forces, I think, behind the events that have taken place have been people's perception of democracy and what you can and can't do within a democracy. So without getting too political, I think because somebody tried to declare martial law, tried to attack the democratic process, that really upset people to the point where that same person is now in jail and new elections are being called for. Again, that hasn't actually happened yet, so I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would say that seems fairly democratic.
Yeah, the power still seems to be sort of with the people in some places, and there are elections.
Yes.
So yeah, that's, by your definition, perfect democracy. Moving on to the article, if you would like to read the whole thing, it is kind of nice to see all these sort of examples and what's happening around the world. It'll help you kind of open up to feel what's happening with democracy around the world as well, and maybe think about your own definition and how you want to protect it. But go ahead and read the whole article or just a summary if you don't have time, and we'll see you soon.
Democracy heads into 2025 bloodied but unbowed. In 2024, nearly half the world voted, demonstrating democracy's resilience despite violence and crises. The U.S. saw Donald Trump re-elected after surviving assassination attempts, and Mexico elected its first female president, Claudia Sheinbaum, amid deadly elections. Europe's far right surged, raising fears, while autocracies like Russia worsened repression. South Korea faced instability when martial law was declared. Key 2025 challenges include Germany's elections and democratic reforms in Bangladesh and Syria, where rebels ousted Assad. Democracy has endured but faces crucial tests ahead.